Yeah, they actually had like people. They had like they did have actors like people from his They had Secret Service, and they had some campaign lady talking
4,
about
3.
It was actual videos.
It really was actual footage of George W. with some actors and actresses mixed in. That was the other piece that made this really controversial. Keep going. Tell me more. 5.
And that they thought it might incite people to actually kill the president.
There was a sense out there, 1, 2, 3, that this might actually incite people to take the shot, especially since it was about a year in advance. Anything else? 4, 3.
It wasn't even made by somebody in the United States. It was made by somebody in Britain.
It was made by somebody in Britain. 2, 1. Who's got it next? Go.
It's also controversial because on legal terms, they looked at it like a threat on the president.
They did. Some people could argue 1, 2, 3 that this was a threat by the president or threat on the president, especially since somebody is taking the shot and actually killing him in the movie. Do you remember what he said his stated purpose was, anybody in the group, for making this film? Does anybody make an argument as far as why it wouldn't be a threat on the president? Go ahead, yeah.
It's just a movie.
Oh, it's just a movie. Go ahead, you guys want
There was no specific details on how to actually execute it. All it did, it was just a couple of gunshots.
There was no specific, they didn't give out any security secrets, any secret routes, any compromised identities. There was nothing as far as that was
It's
concerned.
also been done before in Reagan. He was shot on the side of the road.
Yes. Okay, I guess that's true. I'm not sure how exactly relevant that is, but anything else you can tell me? 5, 4, who's got it next? 3, go.
Freedom of expression, like they were exercising their First Amendment rights.
Yeah.
So there was.
So it's freedom of speech. So there was a question whether like making this film legal is like not limiting their freedom of speech.
Wait. How does freedom of speech deal with this?
Because if they can't make this movie, then I mean it's basically freedom of speech, freedom of expression to not
But
necessarily
those rights,
expressing.
they aren't protected under those rights because that's not.
Yeah, that's not under the Constitution because they were actually from Britain. -3. The other thing I was looking for, he was basically trying to say that this would happen or predict what would happen if an American president was assassinated, but this was a very anti-Bush movie, no doubt. Click it. Who gave me the last correct answer, Tyrone? It was Toboggan's Group. Toboggan's Group, you are right now in 3rd place. Partly because the other groups are negative. Pick me a category. Gotta go. Political culture for 3. List all you can. Click it, Tyrone. Government socialization. Can you give me some examples where the government was socializing, specifically dealing with like legislatures and government and such?
Wait, repeat that.
Government socialization, specifically dealing with legislatures and such. Government attempting to shape people's views through the legislature. Through the composition of the legislature. 5, 4, 3.
No.
What's that?
Sorry.
I'm sorry. A little bit louder. It's not not question hour. 3, 2. Oh, there's so many articles about this. 1. Who's got it next? Go ahead, enthusiasm.
One of them was the anthem translations of.
First exam. 5.
Can't use first.
That's minus Tyrone said. Was that -4 or 3? -3. Go ahead, Gil.
So there was a question of what race or ethnicity the people in the government should be made out of.
Go ahead.
So whether it should be so there are this many black people, so this is how many black people should be in office, and this many white people, this is how many there should be in office.
The Department of What If article is the one that we're talking about. And one of the things that they had suggested, first of all, was maybe we need to have a legislature that is reflective of our population by race and gender.
And And then they're asking.
Age they mentioned in there. 1, 2, 3. And then what was interesting about the age part, Gil?
That one of the biggest percentage of the age was between 18 and 24, and they're like the least represented age group in government.
Right now, when you look at the United States Senate, what they were saying is that it is predominantly older people that are in the Senate. And we need a Senate that is going to be younger. It's going to need to be more age neutral, so more middle-aged and younger people would be in there. Go.
And then there was an article, I'm not sure about which country.
Well, there's more from this article. So there was age, there was gender, there was race. What else? 5, 4.
No, okay,
3.
let me give you another article.
Same article. 2, 1.
Income. I was
Go ahead.
wait, no.
He was still talking.
I was still talking.
They're out.
You didn't
They
say-
got it in the beginning.
Wait.
So they're out. So say it. Go say it.
There was an article where.
But you're letting them give a different article.
No, I'm just, well, you've lost it now. Go.
Okay, so there was an article dealing with in India, and it was saying that 50% of the House seats should go to women.
Women wanted 50%. 1, 2, 3. Went 50% of the seats. They wanted them guaranteed because they couldn't get elected.
Yeah.
What percentage did they actually get a vote on? Because it wasn't 50.
It wasn't 50. It was 1 out of 9, then it went to 1 out of 12.
So they got a vote on 1 out of 12.
It was like, it did increase. It was like.
-3.
Yeah.
They got a vote on their next, yeah.
That's the only group left.
30%? -3.
Everybody got it wrong now. So.
33% is what they got the vote on. Income was the other part in there. You said it too late. You gotta move. You gotta go, especially when you're pulling out a laptop. Come on, man. Okay, income is the other piece. So India had won. Firsthand I see. What was significant about Rwanda? Go ahead.
They're the only country in the world with a majority of women in their parliament.
-3.
That's true. Look it up. They don't have a majority. They have the most amount. They're the number.
What's the percentage?
56%.
48%.
48.8% is the article at this point. It is 1, 2, 3.
But it's also caused by the massacre. It's also caused by the fact that a lot of the men in Rwanda have been killed.
Yeah, that's right. Do you remember the ratio? 5, 4. What's the ratio of male to female or female to male? 3, 2, 1. 7 women to 1 male. It actually is not as convincing as you would think.
Majority now, though.
If you would just say the most in the world, that would have been the best answer on this. The other thing, as you look at this, government socialization efforts, they typically fail. Keep that in mind. They typically fail. Touch the house.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
Government socialization efforts typically fail. Okay, they gave me the last correct answer. Gil's group. Pick me a category. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 34 for enthusiasm. 5, 10, 15, 20. 27 for the oversized group. 11 Gil's group. 6 toboggan. -6. If you're not positive, you don't get bonus points. That's the rule. Pick me a category.
Executive 5.
Executive for 5 is what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
List all you can. Click it. Head of government versus head of state. You've got it first. They've got it second. I believe they've got it third. And they've got it fourth. Go.
You guys know anything?
5, 4, 3, 2.
The French president is the head of state, and the prime minister is head of government.
When?
When
Sometimes, but when? 4.
When the president has a majority, he's the head of both.
That's true. 1, 2,
No.
3.
No.
Oh, that's the wrong group. My bad.
No, it's okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When the president has a majority, the president appoints the prime minister, and the president is head of government and head of state. When is the president the head of state and the prime minister head of government in the French system?
When his party has a minority.
And the prime minister is actually representing a different party. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Anything else you can tell me about head of government versus head of state? Maybe a definition. 5.
If
4.
minister is the head of ministry, equivalent to the U.S. departmental secretary.
What does that mean?
That's what it says right here in the book.
-5.
Whoa. That's not. Go up. Yeah.
This is getting solid, man. I'll tell you. Billy's group has. Go ahead.
In a system, in the parliamentary system like a constitutional monarchy system like in the UK,
Yes.
the prime minister is the head of government, the queen is the head of state, the queen deals with, who is the head of state deals more with world leaders, the head of government deals with domestic issues and dealing with actual legislation.
Yeah, that's right. When you look at it, the prime minister, or in terms of the head of government, is the person that's going to be running the day-to-day activities, introducing the bills, leading the votes, doing question time, these kinds of things. Head of state, on the other hand, is more ceremonial. If there are medals to be given to soldiers, if you're going to first receive diplomats or leaders from foreign countries, not a policy role, but a ceremonial or symbolic one. In the United States, who is the head of government and the head of state? Or are there different, how does it work?
In the United States, which is a presidential system,
yes,
the president has the role of both head of state and of head of government.
Yeah, that's right. So the president actually always has this role. The French president sometimes has it. The British prime minister.
When they're cohabitating.
Right, which has already been said, but I'm not going to dock you.
Cohabitation.
They didn't say cohabitation, that's right. But I'm not going to give you points for that yet. Okay, touch the house. Pick me a category. Go ahead.
Legislature for 4.
Legislature for 4. Have we not gotten a single Pictionary? God. No confidence vote. You have it first.
Okay.
You'll have it next. You'll have it third. 5.
So in a parliamentary system,
4.
They have what are called
3.
coalition governments.
Yeah.
And what they do is it's multiple parties that work together.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yes. And if one party has an outright majority, they can work to power everything through. However, if they don't necessarily, if they're in a coalition, that usually means that there's a weaker majority.
Yeah.
And if they can't get anything passed, then that would mean that the prime minister is unable to do his job. So that would basically a vote of no confidence. A vote of no confidence can also be.
Wait. Now you explained everything correctly, but I still don't know how that relates to a vote of no confidence.
I'm about to explain.
Okay, that's a really long prelude.
A vote of no confidence is also similar to an impeachment, but it is simpler because. What happens is the legislative body decides that they do not feel that the prime minister can any longer do his job, so they vote to remove him from office.
They vote to remove, and it's just a simple majority vote to basically remove from office. And that's enthusiasm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, is it just a vote where they say we have no confidence in the leader, or can other things be a no confidence vote?
Yes. If a law is not passed. With a majority, for example, in a coalition government, when there is not necessarily a majority one party, and the second party that's in the coalition does not agree with them, that would mean that the prime minister is unable because.
Yeah, but what kind of a bill? Not what kind of a vote? I'm losing patience.
Budget bill.
Budget bill is what I'm looking for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can have a specific no confidence vote. You can have a budget bill that fails because if a government doesn't have money, they can't do anything. Or if it could be a significant policy question, it will automatically become a no confidence vote. And oftentimes this isn't even in coalition, this is in a majority. Because if you've got a majority and you can't get something massive, important passed, then you've demonstrated that they don't have the confidence in you. What's constructive? Anybody but Billy, tell me what constructive is. Go ahead.
I believe it's when
5.
When you
4.
already have a leader in mind to replace the prime minister who's being voted out.
Yeah.
They do that in Germany.
Yeah, they do that in Germany. Thank you. Well, that's the least wordy Billy has ever been. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, or constructive vote of no confidence is you're not just voting somebody out, but you're voting them out with the replacement basically already there to take the role. Germany does this, and this is supposed to be a little bit easier than just voting somebody out into chaos. Click it. Yes.
Why are you giving 5 points when it's 4?
Yeah.
Was it just 4?
Why do you have 6 people in your group?
Oh! 5! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Touch the house. Touch the house. Pick me a category. Go.
Actually, there's only 3.
Was it only 3?
She was wrong anyway.
So you want me to take points away from her too?
No,
wow.
no.
Pick me a category. Let's go.
It was 4.
What's that? Constitution for 2. Difference between a constitution and a statute. First hand I see. Go ahead, Sam.
What?
Wait,
don't we
should we
get
have it first?
No, it's not a list. Oh, you can. It's just a term. Go ahead. Yeah, you got it. Go ahead, Rebecca.
The Constitution is the supreme law of the land.
The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. 1, 2.
And so they have, like, if a statute and the Constitution kind of interfere or a conflict, the Constitution pretty much takes over.
Constitution always wins. What exactly is a statute? If the Constitution is the supreme law of the land or the overarching principles, what is a statute?
They're laws passed by the state.
Laws passed by the states, by the legislature, this kind of a thing. Go ahead, click it. Yeah, Constitution, highest law of the land, power and structure comes from this document. Statutes, laws passed in pursuance of the Constitution. Constitution should overrule a contradictory statute. Touch the House, oversized group, pick me a category.
Executive 3.
Executive for 3. Go ahead. Sabino's proposed constitutional amendments. Y'all have it first. It looks like they've got it next. Go ahead. This is a big one. You can get back into the game.
So he argued that pretty much Americans were kind of ignorant about their
Yeah, he did say United States America.